welcome. Josh and I are back. Hey, Josh.
Hey.
We're going to play Flamme Rouge. Josh has got Flamme Rouge. He's got the Peloton expansion. So we've been playing that. We've already played one game. It's a little bit late at night, but we couldn't resist. We're going to play a second one. So Flamme Rouge pretty much is a card deck management type game with a really cool track dynamic. We've set up this track. What stage is this track? Do you have the...
Stage 8.
Stage 8. So we're going to go on the track. We are going to have a dummy team. So basically, as we're playing, there'll be another AI thing on there which we can jockey around. We're going to play the muscle team because Josh is insane. He wanted to play the muscle team. If you haven't ever played Flamme Rouge, you don't know the rules, can I encourage you? Go find another video that explains the rules because I'm probably not going to do a very good job. But basically, what we're trying to do is we're playing these cards over here. They've got values on them that determines how many squares we move forwards. We can get exhaustion by being at the front of the pack. We can fall behind. We got to deal with these hills. So these dark blue things is downhill. These reds are uphill. These are places where we can get some water, get refreshed. Look for a rule explanation there. We're not going to go into it right now, but basically we'll put on a time lapse in a sec and explain what's going on. Put on a time lapse so you can watch what's going on. But we will start by placing our cyclists and bidding for this square. So we'll do that. Okay, so we have placed our little cyclists. The muscle team, the AI team, gets placed first. I decided I was placing next because I won last game. Hooray for me. We'll see if
I won last game.
I won last game. What are you talking about? I know they can't prove it. We've got no evidence.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember got ahead with that 5. Anyway.
Sorry.
I've decided to try to intimidate the AI team by matching them blow for blow. And then Josh is at the back here. So just so you're aware, green is the AI, I am red, and the bad guys are blue. Okay, just so you can remember that one. So we're about to bid to decide who gets to take the breakaway position. So we both seem to be selecting our rollers to do this job. So in a moment we're going to flip these cards. I'm going to flip my cards, Josh will flip his, don't rush Josh. And whoever's got the highest value, they'll get to be up ahead at the beginning of the game. All right, so I've got my cards, Josh got his cards. I've got a total of 11. Oof. Oh, I beat you by 1. Oh, gee, I don't know if I really want this. So the roller goes up here. Does that move at all, do you know?
No.
No, so they just stay where they are? Okay, cool. And these go into the burn deck, don't they?
Yep.
Mine, I'm just chucking my cards.
Oh, yeah, my cards.
Josh is over here somewhere. He gets his back. All right, so there it is. So this is the start of the game. We've got to get all the way around, cross the line. Basically, it's not just who gets across the line first. If multiple people go across the line in the same action, it's whoever's furthest along and to the right. So that's what you're watching for. We'll talk to you again at the end, and we'll tell you why it was that my cunning strategy won, and what it was that Josh did that caused him to fail so dismally. All right, let's do this. Just quickly, we noticed we made a mistake. I made a mistake on the hill rule. Because once you're on the hill, you can't go more than 5. I thought that was only if you started on the hill. But it turns out even if you enter the hill, you can't go any more than 5. Now, Josh was gracious enough, because I had forgotten that rule, to let me have this one. But from here on out, we'll probably keep playing. But if I win by, like, what? two squares, we can all know deep down that Josh actually won. But that will never happen. All right, let's get back to it. felt like I was gloating needlessly at the start of the game, but it turns out I did indeed win. So the roller in the end, even though he is clapped out, I'll show you his hand actually. I'll show you what's left in there. It is literally it is literally 1-4. No, here you go. Some other stuff up here. Yeah, a lot of fours, but I actually had a lot left in the roller, more than I thought actually. Now I think about it. But even if he didn't take it next time, I had a 9 to use from my sprinter, which probably would have gotten him the win. Josh, what happened?
I don't know. You just started out in front.
Oh, absolutely.
I just couldn't catch up.
It was a game that, like, it turns out, like, it's okay. So we share a common father-in-law who is mad insane on cycling. He watches the Tour de France every year.
Yeah.
And I remember we played this once with him, and he said, and he actually used the strategy when we played with him, and he won. Did we play that game twice?
Yeah.
He won both times. So this, because it goes to show that this game actually emulates cycling pretty well. Because he had a strategy he knew from real-world cycling that he applied to the game, and he won twice. And that time, like right at the start, I was like, if I get high cards, apparently, in most cycling legs, if you get a breakaway at the start, that breakaway player, like 7 times out of 10, wins. Well, that's what I did,
That's what you did.
and that's more or less what happened.
Yeah.
So I guess it's one of these. It's one of these games that actually does a really good job at emulating its source material. But Josh, what else? Like, do you want to talk about the sprinter? Or just leave him alone?
The sprinter just picked up so much exhaustion, and then whenever I had 9s, I had to waste my 9s on the hills, which was not very efficient.
So what was it about, like, whenever you're drawing up your 4 cards to choose from, what was it that made it so difficult to use them efficiently?
Well, often it was I'd have a choice between 2 2s and 2 9s.
Yeah.
And so it was like, the 2 is, not going to do much, and the 9's going to be wasted.
Yeah.
So
And that's where, like, a bit of luck does come into this game. If you get, when you draw up your 4 cards to choose from to play, if you get a nice spread, then you've got options.
Yeah.
And I had options usually pretty good. It was more like, for me, it was like I had 3 choices, whereas it sounds like you had like 2 choices, which is not good.
Yeah, and you managed to use the hills well.
I did, yeah.
You
absolutely.
often would play a 2 on the hills,
yeah,
and then move a lot further.
So I've only got 2 cards left in my sprinter, and that's where. So he didn't. I made sure he didn't pick up much. What's it called? That card called again? Exhaustion. But he'd spend any exhaustion on the hills.
Yeah.
And same with this guy. So I just had the right cards at the right time. I mean, not to make it sound like complete luck, but because there were some choices there. But yeah, it's a good game still. Yeah. Any last thoughts, Josh?
I was really hoping your roller would draw a 2 or something at the end,
well,
because I
that's
had
true.
a 7 coming up with this roller here. I had a 7 in my next draw.
Yeah. Well, if that happened,
yeah.
well, let's say they were where they are now. If you had a 7, you would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
I had a 9. So 1, 2, 3.
It
4,
depends
5.
on who moves first.
Yeah.
They would
So
win.
yeah, chances I think I might have still taken it.
Well, I don't know if it counts going off the board. I think you just stop there.
Whoever gets there first.
Whoever gets there first wins.
That's true. So it would have been
whoever moved first, I think.
Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoy this. It would be a short one because those time lapses are nice and quick. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and we might see you again another time. Or you'll see us again another time. That's how YouTube works, really. We never see them. They see us. Anyway. All right. See you later.